Welcome back to another episode of MeatballCraft. Today, we're going to build our actual fission reactor. We spent the last two episodes just getting everything automated so we can build them in mass. So we'll see if it's worth it or not. Where I want to... Oh, yeah, down here. So we have our safe design here for our LEU. We want the depleted LEU 235, which we also have the LEU 235 automated as well. So we just need to make it in this kind of pattern like so. So I think if we just pick this up, place this like, make sure we're in a good chunk here. We can place it over one, up one to give room for everything. Then we do that, and then we can grab ourselves some reactor cells. We'll need some of these, and they'll go in the part like so. And then I've automated... Oh, I don't think I automated the... all the rest of the coolers. I know the cryothium we did. So we get some cryothium. Why am I in caps lock? Hello? So automate the cryothium. I think we also need coolers for lapis, redstone, and enderium. All the same. We have recipes for all of them, so pretty easy. Okay, I think this is how you build it. At least it stopped giving me new layers to it, so I think we should be good. And that'll just cover it in actual fission reactor stuff. Oh, wait, I'm not done. I missed a spot. And now it wants this back where it was. Okay. Now I think it's done. Little break here. I wanted to point out that someone in the comments pointed out I was trying to shove way too many items into one slot for nuclear craft, so I turned the recipes down so we're only sending a stack at a time, and that's why it wasn't working before with nuclear craft. But yeah. Believe it or not, we were almost ready to actually start this reactor. I know it's been a long time coming, but I have stuff here to get LEU 235. So LEU 235 we have, and we can auto craft it pretty easily. So if we take a look at our uranium supplies, we have quite a bit because we are passively creating this stuff. So before I boot this up, though, it will create radiation, and before we do that, I want to make radiation scrubbers so we don't like ruin the area around us. Things like that. So to get radiation scrubber, we're gonna need extreme alloy, which can be made with hard carbon and tough alloy. Hard carbon is used with let's see, alloy furnace. It's crushed diamond and, well, just I guess diamond and graphite. We are passively making graphite and graphite dust. Well, we're making graphite dust passively for sure. We also have a little bit of graphite as well. So I'll teach you system how to do it both ways, but we'll get there. And then before we actually get that, the rest of this is pretty easy, except for borax. Borax is the issue. So like elite plating is everything. We've done all of this already. Yeah, we've done all of this. So uranium 235, we should have quite a bit of 238. Yeah, 235. Then we can craft 235 here. So that's all well and good. The only thing we have left to do really is get borax. But I'm gonna get the rest of this set up and then we'll do borax. I lied about one thing. We did need to get crushed rondo crossite, which you just get by throwing granite into a rock crusher. Rock crusher, we have all the components we already needed for it, except for the linear actuators, and those are just really easy to craft. So yeah, now we have a rock crusher that's going to be constantly producing it with an importer and exporter, just passive at all times running. And I think this is probably good enough for it, honestly. Yeah, we'll just get it this way. And I lied once more. So we're also going to need, don't need that anymore. We need blood gems and borax and all that. We need calcium sulfate. So get calcium sulfate. You know, get it from this, which I don't even know what that is. We're nowhere near it, so it's not on the table here, not on the cards. We're gonna need calcium sulfate solution. Get calcium sulfate solution. We need a chemical reactor for sulfuric acid, fluorite water. Get fluorite water. You need a fluid enricher with crushed fluorite and water. Get crushed. So we need this. We get crushed fluorite. Let's see. Fluorite water. Rock crusher for diorite. Got it. So we'll just repeat this setup, but with diorite instead. And by the way, how we're getting all that, like, all the materials for that is I'm just coming back over to our, what do I call it, void resource miner, and then adding from and taking away from the item filters. So in this case, I want diorite in our system, so I'm going to add it to it. And now we will slowly but surely get diorite into the system. Done and done. The next step, now that we have our fluorite, we need to get fluorite water. And fluorite's not used for anything else. You can use it to make the fluorite gem, but that's, again, not used for anything. It just, to go back to the dust, there's no point in doing that. It's really just used for the fluorite water, so we'll use all of our fluorite that we get. We won't save any of it, and we'll just push it all into the fluorite water, which requires a fluid enricher, which we should have in here. So let's see what a fluid enricher looks like. Pretty easy. I think we should have everything. Maybe not this motor, but I don't know. Now we have ourselves a little chemical brewery, as they say. And we'll go ahead and place it down on this side. Give ourselves a little bit of space here because we have space, so we might as well use it. And then we'll set it up so we can make fluorite water at all times. Then all we need to do is partition this for fluorite water. You don't have to partition fluid storage, but I think it's just better to do it that way. So it only holds one type. I can hold a lot of it, and I just think it's better, and it's probably more lag friendly if I had to guess. But I'm just really pulling that on my ass. I have no idea. So now we have a lot of fluorite water in here, and if we grab our fluid importer, and our fluid enricher, because we're exporting crushed fluorite into here, do something like this. We should be able to just put it all into the system. Should get put in there. We should probably put accelerators in here. If I had to guess, probably 2's probably gonna be a little much, but 1 will probably be fine. Yeah, 1's more than enough. Okay. Then if we check our fluid terminal, we can see that we are now taking in fluorite water. Now we have fluorite water. We have half the equation we need in order to get calcium sulfate, which is what we're after ultimately. We'll get the hydrofluoric acid as a byproduct. We'll keep it around, but I'm not really sure what we'll need it for just yet. It's hydrofluoric acid, so I'm assuming it'll be used later for sure, but we're not really after it right now. So to get the sulfuric acid, we need to chemical reactor water and sulfur trioxide possibly. No, we get thallium. Thallium is used for nothing, so we don't care. So we'll go for the water and sulfur trioxide route. To get sulfur trioxide, we need oxygen and sulfur dioxide, oxygen difluoride, ethylene, sulfuric acid. So this is probably our best, easiest approach here. We need oxygen and sulfur dioxide. To get oxygen, I assume it would be pretty easy. Yeah, so we're getting an electrolyzer. Seems like... Oh, we get exhaust steam out of it. That's probably the whole thing. Let's see. So yeah, electrolyzer is definitely our go-to way here. There are other ways to get it, but there's nothing really worth it. We just want the oxygen. We do get hydrogen and deuterium as a byproduct. Well, I guess hydrogen is the main one. Everything else is the byproduct. Deuterium is going to be used as like a fuel source for reactions later down nuclear craft. However, it's not the way we're going to mainly get deuterium, and it's really not the best way to get it. It's probably just a good jump start, but we'll take it anyway. So we'll get hydrogen and oxygen out of this from putting water into an electrolyzer. Do we have an electrolyzer recipe? No. So if we want an electrolyzer, easy enough. Then if we take our electrolyzer and put it down right next to this infinite water source, it'll automatically get water in here. And then, no redstone control. They want the output configuration to be the bottom push. So let's do something like this: output, bottom push, and I'll set it for the rest of them. And I've added our 3 new partition cells into there, so now we should be able to hook it up with a importer. Where am I with an importer? We probably don't even need to come up here, do we? Let's go ahead. How many channels right here? 16 to 32. We are filling this one up. 16 to 32. You're only carrying 1. You're fine. Let's go here. Let's get a fluid import. Oh, I have one in the inventory. All right. Throw it there. And this should start just importing everything at some points. Bottom, bottom, bottom. But you're not. Oh, you are. I saw something good. Yeah, it's going down. Okay. You just need an acceleration card. When in doubt, acceleration cards are probably your answer. Yep. All right. So if we check our fluid storage, we got deuterium, which again is nice to have. We don't really care. Oxygen, which is I think what we wanted, and then hydrogen, which we'll use later. So all these things we may not be using them right now, but we will use them later. Then we have our oxygen. We're gonna need sulfur dioxide, and to get sulfur dioxide, we're gonna need oxygen. And molten sulfur. So let's see. Molten sulfur we can get from a melter of just any kind of sulfur, I guess. Cool. So we'll need a melter to get that. Is this used for anything else? No, it's just sulfur dioxide, so we won't even import it into the system, honestly. It looks like a melter is kind of a weird recipe. So advanced plating, got it. Aluminum sheet metal, easy enough. The smelter controller, easy enough. We have it. The night slime, I'm not too sure if we have a night slime in our oh, we do. So night slime taken care of. The only thing that's kind of weird that I haven't seen before is this nether kata, which seems to be, oh, all right, never mind. It's easy. One melter. So we have that now. Hot, spicy. I don't know. Okay. So what we need to do is connect this like so, have it on insert only. I'll put the upgrades in like so for now. And then from here, we need, I forgot what we need. So the sulfur dioxide's going to need, wait, why do we have a melter? Oh, we have a melter for the sulfur. Right. It's all coming together now. So we just break this, the melter, 17 to 32 channels. We should still be good. And then grab an exporter. Like so. Grab some sulfur. Like this. We'll grab some acceleration cards again because, you know, make this whole process just that much faster. So we'll do that. And then you'll start making molten sulfur, which is exactly what we want. And then we're going to want a chemical reactor. I don't know if we have servo mechanisms available yet. One way to find out is to just throw it into one of our interfaces and ask for a chemical reactor. And no, we don't have a servo mechanism. So how do we make one of these? Oh, easy peasy lemon. Not even gonna finish it. Just gonna piss you off. Here's our chemical reactor, the Polyakov. I don't know what that means. Is that a name? Probably. So here we can have our do this input from the bottom, and then output. Turn all this off, and output push to the right, and then we will take it here, and then this should start getting molten sulfur in like so. We'll make sure it only takes in from this side. We'll need to expand our power. Only insert, and then to get this, we're gonna need to put oxygen in here. Right? Yeah. So oxygen needs to go in here. So we need to export oxygen into this one. So again, we're at how many connections you got? You're 3 of 8 channels on here. 18. So let's grab an exporter. We need a fluid exporter. Fluid. This item has been deprecated. Okay, I was like, why are there different ones? But so fluid exports. Then we'll want oxygen. This oxygen. Hello. No. Why? Okay, let's grab some oxygen from the system. So let's probably have like a hella buckets in here just because. Yeah. Do that, and then let's grab this, grab a bucket of oxygen, and then do that. That seems to work better. Okay, put that back. And then you get out of this. We have oxygen coming in. And then cover that back up. It should be making us some of our good stuff. At nuclear craft, give me all this. We will go all the way up with that. Then stack that. And now we're making sulfur dioxide much faster. So is sulfur dioxide used for anything? Sulfur dioxide is used for trioxide and fluorine. I don't think we need fluorine. Fluorine can get used from... Maybe we need fluorine? Let me see. So it looks like we could use fluorine. It looks like it could be somewhat useful in the longer term. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and partition this cell for fluorine. What I've been doing is anything that we were going to directly use, so that sulfur, for example, it has no other use other than to make sulfur dioxide. So there's no point in storing it in our system. Whereas this sulfur dioxide has some other uses, so we will store it in the system and then export it to wherever we need. Okay, why? It's acting weird. This cell might be weird. Or you're always being weird. Why are you being weird? But before I go, I want to finish my thought in that if it has no other uses and is used directly next to the line, I'm not going to store it. If it has other uses or is not used directly next to the line, I will store it in the system. Because sometimes you just have to grab the bucket and do it. That seems to work. So sulfur dioxide, we have a partition thing here. I'll go ahead and put it in the system, and then we will import it. Now we have our sulfur dioxide. Next is a sulfur trioxide, which we just got to plug in more oxygen. Let's see what our oxygen supply is actually doing. If we're going up, that's what matters. If we're not, which we're not, that really sucks. Alright, so yeah, we are definitely not making enough. And the way I see it is we're going to need quite a few of these electrolyzers. So I'm going to make an electrolyzer wall or something. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at 6 right now. And I know it's a little overkill, but it might not be overkill later. It's an expert pack, so it'll probably pay off. And I'm thinking 6 will kind of have to do, because if it needs more than 6, we could just scale. But I think 6 maxed out electrolyzers is probably going to be enough. And I toned down our overclocks to 16, just so we can get some leftover oxygen. Yeah, because all these are maxed out at this point. I actually bumped them down to 8 just because we still need oxygen for sulfur trioxide. So, and another chemical reactor later, we now have sulfur trioxide. Let's check our oxygen here. Hopefully we're still at a surplus, because we do use oxygen for other things as well. I have this down to 8 also. So sulfur trioxide is now in our grasp. Sulfur trioxide is only used for sulfuric acid. It's not used for anything else. You get the thallium, but the thallium is not used for anything. So we're not even going to store sulfur trioxide. We'll just convert it directly to sulfuric acid. Now our new chemical reactor, which is getting pushed directly from our sulfur trioxide and an infinite water source over here, is now with that. So now we just need to give it some power. Insert there. And then there's no reason to not give it some power-ups. Go ahead and give it... We're in the wrong menu. 8. And 8. And then we will get sulfuric acid out of that. And then it looks like to me, sulfuric acid's actually not really used for anything other than what we need it for. So if we go to uses for it, it makes hydrofluoric acid and calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate is what we really want here. Ethanol, there's an easier way to make it. Sulfur trioxide, wait, I don't need it back. So, yeah, it's really all we need. If you go down to here, get the rhodium, like molten version, and that's not used for anything either. It can be like a power source, but I don't think we'll be using it. ever. So, or at least not for a long time. So for now, we'll just leave it and only use it for hydrofluoric acid and calcium sulfates. Or yeah, this one. Okay, so now we have another chemical reactor here that's having sulfuric acid pushed into it. We got calcium sulfate, and then our sulfuric acid getting put into our system here. And then from there, get the actual calcium sulfate when you put in this calcium sulfate solution into a crystallizer. Again, it's all it's pretty much used for. Let me just make double sure here. Yeah, it's really just used for this. And then later might be able to get rid of this line, but who knows. So right now we need to make ourselves a crystallizer. Can we just make one? We're missing quartz chipsets. I've been making some on the side. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do all that. And then I think we need a cauldron or something. If I saw that right. And then, okay, there it is. The craft is ready. A crystallizer. Go ahead, put that there. Extend our thing one more. Inserts. And then we need the output, this to be push. And then this input from here. Then we got calcium sulfate coming in. And then it will slowly, very, very slowly, until I do something about that. Still extremely slowly. Go for 5. That'll probably be enough, I guess. I don't know. Now we have calcium sulfate. And there we go. One passive calcium sulfate line. There we go. Now back to the main quest line that got us on that detour, which was the elite plating. We're missing magnesium dust and bloodstone. Magnesium dust, I could have swore I taught the system how to make that, which means look at elite plating here. It should be our crafting recipe that should allow it. Let me see. Yep, that fixed it. So now we just need to wait for our calcium sulfate to build up. We are crafting black iron passively, so that's not an issue. The only issue we have left is bloodstone. And actually, bloodstone is not an issue. You don't get it until chapter 4 anyway, so we need to do the advanced crafting, extended crafting. I think I did it the wrong way earlier. So if we look at the DU plating, let's see. Yeah, so we need to find that recipe and get rid of it. Because we can't do it now, and we won't be able to do it for a while, because we're still at the very beginning of chapter 3, I think. Or hopefully I've just done such a good job. Did I really do this? I'm insane. Why would I do that? I'll fix that later, I guess. But hopefully I'm doing such a good job that we'll be able to just explode the rest of chapter 3 with all this infrastructure I'm setting up, because I'm so smart. So yeah, let's load all the recipes on this. Oh god. We've reached that point. I can't get rid of any of these. Alright. We reached network engineer, which is 128 channels, which I think is kind of low. I feel like, but whatever. Alright, so I went ahead and just set up some more of these. Should get us through, hopefully, the rest of the pack. We'll see. But yeah, so we just got some more here. These are all empty for now, but they're there for future reference. And then we'll get the, these are advanced. We'll do the same for each of these. But advanced are just being used the most so far. So the only thing we don't have now is the Abyssal Knight ingot. I think we might have some, just because we might just have some. Yeah, we have some from like going around in the Omethal probably. We have a little bit just for now, but let's see what it looks like to get just a whole bunch of it. Abyssal Knight ingots. Are there seeds? There are. Okay, so there's recipe for them. Yep, that's what we'll do. And there are seeds, but there's no chicken for it, it seems. So, yeah, well, it's 30. Well, 10, 10, 10 these seeds. Okay, so now we have the seeds. I'll wait for them in 10, 10, 10 themselves. We have enough Abyssal Knight to get on with it. So elite plating, if I want 10, it takes 1,000 diamond blocks. and we don't really have the diamonds for it. So let's see. Are we making diamond ore or making diamonds? And what I mean by that is, are we processing diamonds? Because we had a lot of ore back up. We are processing diamonds, but we're just, our ore got so backed up. By the way, I turned that miner off probably at this point 10 hours ago of playtime, AFK time, 10 hours ago, and we are nowhere near even, we're not, probably not even halfway through the ores we gathered with it, honestly. But we won't exactly worry about that right now. What we will worry about is our borax situation, because that's the last thing on our list here. Everything else has been taken care of. So let me dive into this and see what it takes. So one thing we're going to need here is sodium fluoride solution, and to get that, you can put sodium fluoride into water, or you can like mix it with other stuff as well. However, we can get sodium fluoride pretty easily, and to get that, we just need to put crushed biliomites. I'm butchering this. Don't come at me. And that just goes directly into sodium fluoride, and this comes from crushing granite. And if you remember earlier, we are crushing granite for the rhodochrosite, and this is just a byproduct of it. So if we look at the crushed stuff, we have about 9,600 of this stuff, so we can just use that byproduct. And also because let's see, this crushed bill stuff is only used to make sodium fluoride. It's not used for anything else. This gem form is not used for anything, so its sole purpose is to make sodium fluoride, and sodium fluoride's sole purpose is to make this sodium fluoride solution. Sodium fluoride's sole purpose is to make other stuff, I guess. But so we'll just get this sodium fluoride solution, and to get that, we will get sodium fluoride and make a new line here for borax. All right, now we have our sodium fluoride. The sodium fluoride, again, is only used, we just need water with it and a fluid enricher. So this is getting a little messy. They've been covered up. Don't worry. I will cover this up. It just looks kind of messy right now, but that's because things are messy. But yeah, so these cables look a little different because I've been going around color coding them, because now we're getting real hectic down here with our subnets, and I don't want them touching at all. So now they're all getting color coded and everything. So now we need, what am I doing? Right, we got that. The sodium fluoride solution, I think, is what we need. Yeah, so now we need to combine it in a fluid enricher. Let's get ourselves a fluid enricher. Missing quartz chipsets. Are we making any? Yes, thank the high heavens. Let's see. Get one of those going, and then we'll get a infinite water source. Infinite water source. This will be fine. Then we need the fluid enricher. We'll take this. What we'll do is probably something like this. We will do this outputs, push to the right. This will take it in. And then we can basically just put this on top like so. And then, yeah, it should just start doing that. It'll get power, insert only. And then we will give it some upgrades. Go a little faster. Now we have sodium fluoride solution. I don't remember. I'm already forgetting. We have sodium fluoride over here. So it's used for borax and hydrofluoric acid. We don't care about. We're already making. Sodium hydroxide, though, is used for I feel like there's an easier way to make ethylene, I feel like. Let's see. So, one second. All right, since sodium fluoride has a possibility of being used later, I'm really not sure if it'll actually be used or not. We'll just go ahead and import it into the system. So the sodium fluoride will go in. I've already partitioned something for it, so it's all good there. We'll grab some acceleration. I don't think we need to. One's probably enough, to be honest. So we'll do that, and now we should be getting the sodium fluoride. Yeah, so sodium fluoride is now in the system. Then let's see. So after the sodium fluoride, we need to get the boric acid. Get boric acid is water and diborane. Do we have that? What? Yeah, I'm hallucinating. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We don't have any of that. So we need the diborane. To get diborane, we need to do hydrogen, which we have, and molten boron. So molten boron, I assume, comes from a melter. And boron. Okay, easy enough. And then we need hydrogen as well. How much hydrogen do we have? Hydrogen. 8,700 buckets. So that should be fine, honestly. So now we just need to melt down some boron. Easy enough. Let's just get another melter. We're missing nether warts. But are we really missing nether warts? The answer is no. Put that in there. The melter. Excuse me? Smelter controller. It's such a weird recipe. Like, I get, like, the items make sense. It's just, I feel like we're kind of past that point. It's like going all the way back to the beginning. There we go. Our melter is now giving us molten boron, and then the molten boron goes into a chemical reactor. So we don't even need to store molten boron, do we? No. I think if we want to do this, we'll do it in another line separately. I don't think there's much. Ooh, maybe. Molten ferroboron, no thank you. So molten boron 11 comes from boron 11, which comes from... Yeah, no. So we won't save it. We'll just, if we need more, we'll do it again some other way. But now we need a chemical reactor. Chemical reactor, start that. It'll take a little bit. Then we just place down our chemical reactor here. We set our outputs to push on the left, and then this should start getting molten boron in here. So for this one, the back will be input, and then this one, the left will be inputs. So the back, we will push in a fluid export. Why have I not taught the system how to make a fluid export bus yet? Can someone answer that? So to make this again, we're gonna need hydrogen, right? Yeah, so we need hydrogen. Hydrogen. Please. Okay, can we use this? No. Can we use... You don't like that at all. There we go. Hydrogen. We'll get that, and then it should start reacting. Yes. So you're for sure going to need some upgrades here. Even 8 just makes a huge difference. We have diborane now, which is cool. And that's only used for this, so we won't save it either. So to make the boric acid, we just need to combine diborane and water. So if we come here, set this to push, and then just disable that completely, we need another chemical reactor. Okay, so now we are combining the two to make boric acid, which is fantastic. So then we just need to combine this boric acid with a chemical reactor. So we're going to need yet another chemical reactor. I should just make 5. I don't know why I keep making one at a time. So I didn't realize we also get our hydrogen back out of this process. So if we get the boric acid when we make it, we actually get hydrogen back. I didn't realize it. So we can recycle it. Not that we need to, per se. But this is the wrong one. So this one, we have boric acid being pushed to the right into this chemical reactor because that's the only thing boric acid is used for. And then on the back, we're pushing back into our ME system so we can basically recycle it. And yeah, now we just need to combine boric acid with the sodium fluoride we were doing earlier. So let's get another fluid exports. I'm teaching the system how to make it. And here we go. We're now combining sodium fluoride solution with our boric acid. We'll also go ahead and give this a little bump. And then we should be good. Yeah, we should be good. Then we also get hydrofluoric acid out of this, so we'll just, again, put it in the system because I don't know what else to do with it. And it looks like we have just enough channels left on this one smart cable to go ahead and throw down a crystallizer. From here, we will do no such thing with this. Insert only on that. Hopefully it didn't do anything. So we got our borax solution now. Put that in there. And it should just give us borax. Sweet. And now we have passive borax. Very nice. So now we have pretty much everything we need. Now it's a waiting game for materials at this point. So like I can EMC some clay in, eyes of Ender I can EMC in, the black iron we have. I just need to put it in the system. And then we're gonna need 8 of these because it gives you 8 scrubbers because it gives you one for the quest. So that's gonna take you, what is that, 3,800 blocks of diamond. That's insane. And then the Abyssalite, I'm still waiting on the seeds to 10 themselves, so that's no problem there. And then borax, we just did that. So now it's really just a waiting game. I might hijack this and tell it to start processing our diamonds, because I assume it's still doing emeralds. Yeah, we have so much to go through. This is crazy. The seeds have been 10 for not even 3 minutes. And we have quite a bit of Abyssalite. And we have enough to craft it. Just, light work. Only a couple, nether stars and all this other stuff. But, all in all, honestly, it's not that bad. For our infrastructure we have, it's not that bad. So we'll go ahead and wait for that. It'll probably take quite a while, honestly. Alright, we have our scrubbers, and that took about an hour-ish, because this package endercrafter is very, very slow. Extremely slow. So we go ahead and claim this quest down here. Like that, and that will give us our 9th radiation scrubber. And then to use it, for optimal setup, place 9 of these in the sky with spectre coils. So it's 11 by 11 by 2. Okay, so looks like the spectre coil is gonna take green matter and reinforced obsidian. Reinforced obsidian we have, and then green matter. Oh, okay, hello. Green matter. We'll need a couple of these. I think I didn't make enough, but yeah, we need even more. These things are expensive. They better be worth it. Need a little more. These things better, I mean, for real. They better be worth it. That is a very expensive multi-block for sure. Why? Okay, so it shows you where you're supposed to be. Okay, so if we go to the top, I guess. That's where it says. Place 9 of these in the sky with spectre coils. Okay. Alright, here are our radiation scrubbers. So hopefully we should be good at this point. Yeah, so I know it's taking a while to even fire up our reactor, but I want to show you guys the process and how you do it all, just in case people are following along or whatever. And also because this is also taking long because like we're doing everything the right way, quote unquote, to where now I can just like request all this stuff and we're automatically creating things, passively making things. Anything we can't mine from our miners, we are creating with chickens or passively some other way. So setting ourselves up good for the future, but it just takes a little bit longer in the initial thing. So yeah, now we have scrubbers, which is great. And then next episode, we'll actually turn this. Well, we turn it on now, can't we? Well, let's just do it now. Okay. I don't know why this isn't on. Lever. That work do it? No. You should be exporting LEU 235. But you're not. Why? Alright, I found the issue. Apparently you have to like put the fuel directly into the controller, which is kind of weird. But so I guess we don't need one of these. So we can get rid of this, put that there. See if it retains everything. So now we have our fuel in. This will make us 33,000 RF a tick. I don't know what to do with that. But, so we'll see. This is a tank also. So hopefully, if we turn this on, we need to get like a, I don't know, a power trash can. Do we have one of those? Trash can for energy. We'll just do that. And if I turn it on, this should, oh god. Hazmat. Alright, so now it's on. We should be good on heat because we did everything. Yeah, net heat gen, we're in the negatives, which is good. Oh yeah, lost my night vision. So let's see what happens with this depleted. Will it get automatically pulled out, or have to pull out of the controller? Because that'd be really annoying. We have to pull out of the controller. That's... What's the point of the ports then? Is it just for power? Oh, I guess it's our setup then. Yeah, so let's run for forever. And yeah, we'll just dump all the energy out, and we should be good. But that'll just about do it for today. Yeah, we finally fired up our reactor. Took a long time, but definitely worth it to be safe with these things that they give off radiation. And hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do whatever you feel like doing. I don't know. See you.